Hello, dear friends, and Merry Christmas to everybody. This is the weekly horoscope for the very last week of 2021 and the beginning of 2022. I want to apologize. Last week I got a little bit sick, so I wasn't able to prepare your forecast. I got better, then I went outside, and then I'm again with a little bit of a cold, so I apologize for this nose voice situation. But I really didn't want to leave you without a little bit of a preview of how this year ends and how the next one begins. Plus, there is one really amazing and important astrology event. Jupiter is moving to Pisces, and this is pretty important because Jupiter is moving into one of the most beneficial positions. Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces and Sagittarius as well. And this is an incredible energy which can nurture us, especially if we want to grow spiritually, but not only, also if we need a little bit of a healing. And I think that more or less everyone needs healing certain part of their life or their past or whatever. So this is pretty nice. On Tuesday, Jupiter is moving into Pisces, and most of the year during 2022, Jupiter will be in Pisces, also part of the year in Aries. But I find this quite positive and also bringing opportunities for a deeper spiritual understanding. And this can help basically with everything in your life. You may have a deeper understanding of, for example, why your career is not growing, or why you struggle with a certain health situation or a relationship challenge. So a spiritual understanding may help with some very practical things in our life, including, the external circumstances in our life. So this is, I think, a great way to start 2022. Plus, 2022 numerologically equals 6. And 6 is the number of Venus in astrology. So I think that this might be a time when we need to pay close attention to our relationships, to our emotional state, and generally this can be a pretty important theme for 2022. Venus is retrograde. That is also interesting. We have currently Venus retrograde, and for the most part of January, Venus will be retrograde as well. So this is a reminder that perhaps we need to look deeper into ourselves. And first, we need to nurture ourselves, and then we can experience something different in the outer world, especially when it comes to relationships. So this is pretty important as well. And before we get to our daily overview, I also want to share with you something brand new. We are starting a new astrology class. It's called Astrology, Physiology of the Soul. I think it resonates so well with the ingression of Jupiter in Pisces. So if you feel like, oh, that sounds really exciting, oh, that's, something I want to do or find or explore, you're welcome to join us, of course. It will be an intensive training for 6 months with 2 sessions a week, which will be recorded in case you cannot join every time. No worries. So if you want to explore the physiology of the soul, that's the training for you. We will have also lots of practice. 1/3 of the sessions approximately will be dedicated to practice only. We will look at the charts of the students who want to participate. Nothing is obligatory. And we may look at other interesting charts. So there will be lots of practice, and really my goal here is to make this also a personal journey. So if you want to explore the physiology of your soul, you can check the links below. And with that being said, let's take a look at our daily overview. I have prepared here the list of events. So on Monday, we start with a semi-square between Mercury and Mars. Be careful with communication. So sometimes we may rush into saying something which may not be so gentle or appropriate, or we might be a little bit insensitive with our words. So there is a higher chance for some kind of confrontations or arguments or a desire to rush through things. And my mistake, sorry, this one is later. This semi-square is between Venus and Mars. My apologies. So on Monday we have a semi-square between Venus and Mars. The Mercury-Mars is a little bit later. But again, we talk about possible confrontations, especially when it comes to the people we love, especially when it comes to the people we really appreciate and value. So make sure to be more gentle, make sure to be kind of like understanding. Venus is retrograde, as we already said, so some old issues may surface and some arguments that we have had in the past may also come up again. Plus the moon is in Libra on Monday, so that brings even more focus to the Venus energy. So relationships, communication with the people we love will be really important. Just make sure that you are understanding and you're not rushing through something, and you are gentle with others and with yourself as well. On Tuesday, we have this Jupiter ingression, so you might want to make a short meditation or set an intention, especially if you are preparing your New Year's resolutions, or maybe you have a fancier name for this. But for example, plan for manifestation or inspiring plan or whatever. This is a great time to focus on this. And I would recommend you also to check what will Jupiter transit in your chart during 2022. So where do you have the sign of Pisces and the beginning of Aries as well? Because this is an area where you can really grow and expand and succeed more. So it's nice to keep this in mind, because it will also bring you more fulfillment and joy if you focus on those activities. So Tuesday might be great for setting the goals for and intentions for 2022. The other thing is that Mars is having two aspects. So there will be a semi-square with Pluto. So we might be a little bit over-enthusiastic or passionate about something, over-motivated to achieve something. So we may need to balance our energy. Again, the possibility for a confrontation is higher. Plus Mars is having another aspect, the quincunx with Uranus. And this also increases the impulsive energy and the desire to do things fast, but also the possibility for something to change a lot. So Tuesday may bring you some kind of surprise and something which is both exciting but also intense as an experience. The moon will be in Libra most of the day until 4 p.m. So it's a more harmonious, gentle energy, which is appropriate for focusing on the things that you love and spending time with the people you love as well. After 4 p.m., however, the moon will move to Scorpio, and this will definitely increase the level of intensity. So the possibility for some confrontations or generally for some kind of tension is higher. This will continue, of course, on Wednesday as well. During the whole day on Wednesday, the moon is in Scorpio, so we have this possible tension, but this may also feel like passion to do something or dedication and commitment. Plus, on Wednesday, there is one important aspect. So Mercury will be in conjunction with Venus retrograde. And of course, that's in Capricorn. So the mind might be overactive, and we can explore some personally important things for ourselves, like reevaluate the past. Also, great time to make a reassessment of the past 1 year. What were you able to achieve? What worked for you? What could have worked better for you? Of course, that's also important. So, reassessments and reevaluations on Wednesday. There is one more aspect which is actually very positive, a sextile between Mars and Saturn. This can help with organizing something and planning something and even taking action towards some kind of goal. So we may actually be quite productive on Wednesday. The Sun is also having a quintile with Neptune, so we need to connect with our intuition, with our creativity. Also use your imagination to guide you. This is also very helpful. And on Thursday, Mercury is very active as well. On Thursday, Mercury will be in conjunction with Pluto. So again, the mind can be very active, very concentrated. It's a wonderful time for some kind of research or exploration, a spiritual practice of some kind, and also any activity which requires from you to recognize the truth, to go really deep. So Pluto doesn't like to sugarcoat things. Pluto doesn't like the pink glasses, illusions. That's not there. So this is a great time to be objective. The Capricorn energy also supports that very well, to evaluate things. Make sure not to go into the opposite direction, meaning like to be overcritical or over demanding with yourself or whatever you are doing. This might be a little bit of a trap in this situation. So objective mind, this is what you need to keep. And it may help both with assessing the previous year, planning the next one, but even for something concrete and practical that you want to accomplish on Thursday. The moon is in Scorpio until 6 p.m. So even more Plutonian energy and dedication, possible tension as well. But after 6 p.m., the moon is shifting into Sagittarius, which is generally shifting the energy around us, making it more uplifting, more positive. Again, the focus towards the future is more accentuated. And on Friday, on New Year's Eve, we have the moon in Sagittarius. I find this very, very positive because Sagittarius is the greatest optimist. And Jupiter is already very strong. So Jupiter is bringing supportive energy. The moon in Sag can also help us to find some inner wisdom, to understand maybe the things that were not okay during the past 1 year, but also to have faith. I think that actually this is the most important thing, to connect to your faith. This is relevant, of course, to Jupiter in Pisces, very helpful, and also the moon in Sag on New Year's Eve. You have to reconnect and nurture your faith. This is so important. And specifically on New Year's Eve, Mercury is having a semi-square with Mars. This is what I messed up with the beginning of the week. So it's actually on New Year's Eve, on Friday. So again, the mind is active. The mind may like to judge and criticize a little bit. There might be some arguments. So nothing too complicated, I think. But again, just try to keep things nice if you can. Then we get to the new year. We get to 2022. On the 1st of January, we start the year with really positive energy. So Uranus is trining the Sun. And this is an energy of change. This is an energy of new opportunities, of more freedom, more excitement, also spiritual understanding. So I think that this is a great way for us to welcome 2022. Plus, most of the day the moon is still in Sag. So faith, look toward the future, and also positive expectations for change. In my experience, I find that one of the most emotionally charged word for people interested in astrology and those type of things is change. We are either afraid of the change, or we are eager and kind of like craving for some kind of change. But it's very rare that someone is completely neutral when it comes to change. Usually we have very strong opinions. So I think that this should be a positive change, that this should be a brighter perspective. And I think we do need that. Really, really need it. And let's move on to Sunday, the last day of the week. Also very interesting because we are having a new moon. A new moon in Capricorn, which will be trined by Uranus. Around the 12th degree of Capricorn is the new moon. So it is a new beginning, yes. And on the other side, the fact that the first day of the year is the last day of the lunar cycle is also indicating that at the beginning of the year, we still need to take care of the past. So we cannot pretend that, we can just close a door and leave everything behind us, which we haven't taken care of. So that's like not very healthy. And usually it's then coming back. So we cannot really escape this, but we can open up for something new. And this new moon can bring this kind of like, I would imagine this way. So the new year, it's like a hall or a corridor. So there is a little bit of a space that we need to pass. And then there is a door, the door of the new opportunity. So we are not exactly at the door. We are a little bit before that. So there's still a little bit of space that we need to get through. And then there is the new door of the new opportunity. So I hope that makes sense to you. That was just an image that came to my mind at this very moment. But that's how I would imagine this. And it's interesting also on the 2nd of January, so on Sunday, Mercury is ingressing in Aquarius. So shift of our ideas, the way our mind works. And keep in mind that in the next few weeks, at a certain point, Mercury will turn retrograde in Aquarius. So Mercury is about to spend some time in Aquarius and even go back to Capricorn later on. So ideas may change, some ideas may come, then we may switch to something else, then we can go back to the previous ones, and that's all fine. But Mercury in Aquarius is actually pretty strong. It's exalted there. So this may really help people who want to look at things from a different perspective, open their minds. Those who want to learn astrology with or without us, it doesn't matter. They will also benefit from this position of Mercury in Aquarius. Specifically on Sunday, Mercury has a positive aspect with Jupiter, which has just moved to Pisces. So a great time for planning something, for learning something new, and overall for some positive experiences. And the last thing for Sunday, the Sun is also having a semi-sextile with Saturn, which will be the ruler actually of the new moon. So this is also pretty nice for some kind of stable energy that is coming our way that may help us to organize things and be more grounded and precise and responsible as well. So That, my friends, is how we end this year and how the next one begins. Thank you so much for being part of this community, for joining me and sharing this space with me. I really appreciate you. I wish you all a wonderful 2022, and more than everything, I wish you can find the most important thing for yourself, whatever that is. Your soul really knows that. So I wish you all this positive, nurturing Jupiter energy also to bring more light and healing into your life. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.